Hey guys, it's Diane Hochman from DianeHochman.com. Today I want to talk to you about personal responsibility. You know, this is one of the hardest things for people to get. On a daily basis, people from all over the globe are calling me, emailing me, and contacting me to talk about their home businesses, to get consultation, get help. And one of the biggest common trends I see in the people that are not getting where they want to go is they're busy blaming everybody but themselves for why they're not where they want to be. Well, my company was this. Well, my upline was that. Well, my wife didn't agree. Well, my kids and I had to take care of my kids. Well, the sky. Well, the moon. Well, the taxes. Well, the blah, 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 blah. And the question I ask people, and I got this from the great Randy Gage, is who was at the scene of every crime? Who was at the company that you had problems with? You were. Who was working with the upliner? Who picked the upline that you had problems with? You did. Who, you know, who didn't pay their taxes right? Who didn't handle their finances right? Who didn't handle their relationships right? Who didn't manage their communication skills right? Who didn't study and read books about what you want to become? You didn't. Now, am I being mean to you? I don't know, maybe a little. But it was the day that I stood in the moment and I looked at myself and I went, well, I'm 32 years old. I'm 270 pounds. My credit card bills have bills because I was so maxed out that even if I tried to pay the minimum payment, it would pop up over, one, I was always late, but two, it would pop up over my credit limit. So I kept getting fees for being over the credit limit, but I was trying to make the minimum payment, but the minimum payment wasn't enough, and it was like this vicious cycle in those darn credit card companies. But it was me who ran up the bills. It was me who ate the food. It was me who picked the relationships and the friends. It was me who reacted the way I did to my parents, the college, the thing, the dramas that I had. It was me. I was always there. It was me who didn't clean my house. It was me who couldn't control myself. But the magic. So if you think I'm being mean on you, don't worry, I was mean to myself. I'm mean to my coaching clients. But the magic is when you recognize that you created that, then you may not be as bad off as I was. Maybe things are not so bad, you just haven't made it in your home business. That's cool, and you haven't figured that out, and so on and so forth, and whatever. But when you stop and recognize that if you created what you're not happy with, like you created that you've been in a job for 20 years and they're going to lay people off and you're in trouble, or if you created that you're 55 years old and you have no retirement, or you created the relationship that you're in, whatever it may be. But when you stand in the moment and you take responsibility and recognize it was me, then and only then that you can come, it's then that you can come to the amazing revelation that if you created that past, you can create the future. Now, you've heard this all before, blah, blah, blah. If you can make a mess, you can clean it up. Does it take, you know, willpower and all that other good stuff? Yeah, it does. But is it possible? It sure is. Look at me. I lost 120 pounds. Look at me, you know, I bought a new car this week. Cash, guys, cash. I went from being deep in debt to not believing in debt. I don't pay the man no more. And I waited. I needed a car, man. I was driving an old car. People who saw me, they were like, well, she's Diane Hochman. She's supposed to be the queen. What's she driving that for? Because I made a vow to myself never to go down that road again. So I just don't do it. I don't finance. What? An American that doesn't finance? Yeah, here she is. I took responsibility, realized I created it, decided to engage my patients, and over the last 8 years have reversed everything and given myself so much forward momentum, it's not even funny. Now, this is not all about me. The lesson, because I've seen it done time and time again. I see people with these incredible debt stories. I see people with these incredible success stories. But the main thing is, nobody can clean up their debt. And if you're like most everybody I talk to, you're in debt. Okay, you got 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, like me, 40,000. I don't know what you got, but you got debt. Nobody can clean up their debt until they actually go, I caused the debt. And they make a decision, because I got rid of cable, TV, going out to dinner, going to the movies. I mean, I got rid of it all because I decided. So you take responsibility. Nobody can get out of that job that they had to hate until they take responsibility for having set themselves up that way into a box. Mostly because we wanted security or something that felt good. Nobody can earn lots and lots of income until they take responsibility for their own prosperity consciousness and how they think about money. How much time have you put into studying prosperity consciousness? Catherine Ponder. Go pull one of her books. How much time have you put into learning the consciousness so that you can receive money? Science of Getting Rich. Wallace Wattles. If today, if anything I've said makes sense to you, I know you came here and you want to learn about how to make $10,000 a month, and you want me to show you some magic postcard system, and you're combing my site for the magic program or something. There is none. The magic is in you and what goes on between here and here. What took me from a girl who thought all I can do is charge stuff and then pay it off and charge some more and pay it off and charge some more, to a girl that believed that it's okay, I can buy a car cash? What took me from a girl who believed she had to be fat, dumpy, and ugly for the rest of her life, to a girl who believed, you know what, I could be a swan. I could go from ugly duckling to swan. It was how I trained my mind. Personal responsibility. Recognizing that you were at the scene of every crime, admitting it, and loving yourself still. And then realizing that no matter what you created for yourself, you can create the opposite or beyond. It's possible. I did it. But you can't do it without the right environment, the right people in your life. You can't do this all alone. I didn't. And without the right stuff to study, to look at, to circulate in your mind. Right stuff to study, to look at, to circulate in your mind. Take some inventory today. And if you can stand and you can go, she's right, I did create this. And by the way, if you're thinking it was your wife or whoever, guess what? I was the wife that created the mess for my husband. Okay? My husband could blame it on me all day long, but he was at the scene of every crime. He was there letting me do it. He let it go on. Maybe because he didn't want to have a fight. Maybe because he didn't want the conflict. Maybe because I don't know why, but he let it go on. Make a decision and then sit in empowerment and know that you can change it. Change your mind. Change your life. Can you do it with an MLM? Can you do it with a 2-up? They're vehicles, guys. They're not the solution. They're the vehicles. There's lots of vehicles. I found several. I have one now that I use all the time. If you want to look at it, great. You have one already? Great. But it was the acceptance and taking responsibility that catapulted me to where I am today. It's been Diane Hochman, DianeHochman.com. Take care, guys.